Let's talk about doggy doors. Doggy doors could be a useful tool. However, it's like a lot of things that you think that you might need with the dog, it's going to cause problems. In other words, if your dog's just coming and going, that's not good. If you're not walking the dog and you're just letting the dog go in the backyard or whatever, that's not good. You have to walk the dog. That's one of the main ways that we tell the dog that we're capable and in charge of the situation. Heel, dog. So if your dog is just going out in the backyard, it's like having a backyard is not necessary to have a dog, and it screws things up a lot. So do you understand? So if you're going to use a doggy door, you still have to walk the dog. You still have to make sure that the dog's healing, and the dog shouldn't just be going out whenever. The dog shouldn't be out in your backyard unattended for sure. That's a good way to cause problems. So another thing about doggy doors is that don't make one, because if you make one, you're going to use the wrong kind of material, and dogs have been injured and hurt going through doggy doors, and it's a fact that the materials in doggy doors have changed over the years to make them very safe. So you can buy a doggy door that's totally safe for about 15 bucks, from about $15 to about $150 for top end. So you see what I'm saying? Like, they're very cheap, so don't even try and make one anyway. You're going to make it out of the wrong material, right? And something could happen. Your dog could get stuck and killed. So to train Mila to go through a doggy door, I didn't want to buy a doggy door, so I just used a piece of foam. It's the action of the dog being able to push the object. Usually it's a plastic sheet, a rubber sheet, something like that. It's very light, and you could teach the dog to push this using its snout and its head to go in and out. But you have to teach them to do this. Like, as soon as I brought Mila up to this, she looked at it like, that's solid, I'm not going through it. So to teach her to go through it, what I did was I took this cane and I would just push this up like this, right? And then I'd say kennel, I'd give her the kennel command. And then as she's starting to learn it, I'm creating more and more pressure by slowly sort of lowering the door so that she has to, her body has to feel the door. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's sort of a process, which she picked it up very quickly. Dogs will pick it up quicker than, some dogs will pick it up quicker than other dogs. But it's important that if you're going to train your dog to do this, use a doggy door, or in this case, I'm just using a kennel where I have light material. I could have used plastic sheeting too if I found it, or like rubber sheeting. Same principle. So for her to do this, it's very simple, and she flies in and out of it now. You want to put your dog on a leash. Okay? You want to put your dog on a leash. All training, put your dog on a leash, or else you're going to have problems. I ask people, oh, you're having problems with your dog when you were training it? Was there a leash on it? You don't take the leash off until the dog's ready for that. So it's a series of steps. So with Mila, it was very simple. I just lift this on like this. I had it all the way up, and I'd say, Mila, kennel. And then she'd go in, and then it would just kind of rub on her butt a little bit. And then for her to come out, it's the same thing. Mila, here, heel. And I'd just sort of lift it up, and then she'd get used to feeling that. So now she'll go in the real free lab. She'll probably do it without a leash on. Of course she'll do it without a leash on. Mila, kennel. Good. So see, whoa. Stay. Okay, Mila, heel. Good. Mila, kennel. Good. Mila, here, heel. Good. Here. Sit. Kennel. Now we're using the kennel command. You're going to want to use the kennel command to teach this. Hey! No, kennel. So I didn't tell her to come out. But use the kennel command, and your dog should already understand the kennel command and should already have some training before you start teaching your dog to do this. You know? They don't train themselves. You have to use logic, and if you're going too fast, it's going to make it a problem for the dog. So take your time and be thorough. That's key. Mila, heel. No, heel. Mila, kennel. Mila, heel. Good. Kennel. Good girl. Mila, heel. Good girl. No, here. Kennel. Good girl. Mila, heel. Good, here. Mila, kennel. Good girl. Mila, heel. Good. Sit. Now you could teach your dog to do this real quick. This isn't a hard thing to teach your dog, but you have to train the dog to do it. If you Mila, here. If you sit. If you get a doggy door and just expect your dog to teach itself, it's never going to learn. You might even like take the doggy door up for a while, you know, just totally up so that the dog's just going in and out of the hole in the door. That could be helpful. See what I'm saying? But it's like anything. Just take your time and make sure that the dog understands what's expected of him. Heel. Sit. This is very important, that people would tell you to teach the dog to use the doggy door. You would want to use food and throw food there. And no, don't use food to train your dog to do anything. It conditions the dog to be excited. It does. It makes you look like a resource for snacks. It's not necessary. It's not, and it just causes problems. The other problem is this is a door. And all thresholds, doors, are points of positive reinforcement. There's something on the other side that the dog wants, okay? So if you're throwing food there, you're getting the dog excited when it's going through the door. You condition the dog to be a nut going through the door. Do you understand? Don't do that. Condition the dog to be calm. A calm dog is a happy dog, and it doesn't get in trouble. Remember, excitement is the point where all dogs screw up. They bark, lunge, bite, or just don't listen.